In an inspirational interview given at the Tree of Life Center in Arizona, USA, the Honorable Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens kindly shared his precious wisdom on the significance of the plant-based diet in uplifting the human soul. Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens is a renowned spiritual teacher, holistic physician, and homeopath. As one of the leading live food vegan medical doctors and spiritual nutrition experts in the world, Dr. Cousens has been recognized as the fasting guru and detoxification expert by the New York Times. He is also a distinguished psychiatrist, family therapist, Ayurvedic practitioner, acupuncturist, diabetes researcher, ecological leader, and best-selling author of books such as Spiritual Nutrition, Conscious Eating, and There is a Cure for Diabetes. Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens developed the first vegan live food master's degree program in the world in conjunction with the University of Integrated Science, California. He is the director and founder of the International Tree of Life Foundation and the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center, which have helped countless people experience the joy of sustainable, healthy living. Dr. Cousens has also taught in 40 countries throughout the world. The beloved spiritual teacher and ordained rabbi had practiced in India, studied the Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism extensively, and founded the modern Essene Order of Light in 1993. With his diverse spiritual background that also includes Taoism and Native American wisdom, Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens offers a unique and integrated view of spirituality. At the Tree of Life Center in Arizona, USA, Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens uses transformative methods that include various spiritual and fasting programs. Dr. Cousens spoke about one of these programs called the Portals of Liberation.
The fasting, the mechanics of fasting is really the same, but the intent in which you enter the fasting is what's different. So spiritual fasting, we're meditating a few times, twice a day with the Shaktipat, and it's very powerful. The portals of liberation is more actively supporting, let's say, what we call in yoga the four components. What are they? Vairagya, equal vision. Viveka, the ability to distinguish between the temporal reality and the cosmic reality. Mumukshukva, it's again a yogic term, which means desire for God. And Samadhi, Sampati, Shakti is the 6 aspects of developing the mind. So that is what the portals of liberation are about, really. It's a more intense focus.
At the Tree of Life Center, live food vegan nutrition is essential in helping with one's concentration on God. We asked the Reverend Rabbi to kindly explain the deeper meaning of the plant-based diet.
For me, the deeper meaning was the initial message, which is, how do you become liberated? And diet, in the context we're talking about, from my point of view, is seen as a support to the liberation process. That's key. Everything from that initial vision in 1975, it's always about becoming a superconductor of the divine, which best supports the unfolding of the spiritual energy, also known in the East as Kundalini. So to me, that's the emphasis. In 1975, I received what we call in the yogic tradition, Shaktipat, the awakening of the Kundalini from Swami Muktananda. I saw all my chakras, I saw the nadis, the subtle channels of the energy, and I looked up into nothing. When I came down, a little voice rang out, what we call in Hebrew hashmal. And it said, you should learn to eat and live in a way that supports the Kundalini, which is the prime spiritual energy. Some people are interested in health. The truth is, I was going to do this diet no matter what because it was best for spiritual life. It's nice that it's good for your health. It's nice that it supports the environment. It's nice that it protects against animal cruelty. It's nice that if everybody were vegan, we could feed the world 7 times over, and if we were live food, 12 times over. It's nice that it saves about 1.5 million gallons of water per vegan per year. It's nice that it saves the land very significantly. It's nice that it uses 12 to 29 times less energy because we're not devastating the earth. All that is important. But from my point of view, the most important thing is that it's the diet that best supports spiritual life. So I have to be honest, that's where I'm coming from. And so that's why it's so important. And that's the mystery of it. People want to take it in the physical plane. The mystery is, it is, without a doubt, the diet that best supports the evolution of spiritual awareness.
When we return, Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens will share in detail how a meat-based diet adversely affects one's spiritual progress. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. What are the effects of eating meat on our spiritual being? Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens readily shares the more profound reasons for not eating meat as taught in the Jewish and Yogic traditions.
So we've talked about this is the diet that best enhances the movement of the spiritual energy. Now, what about the other way? And I think that's the important thing. What happens when you eat meat? Well, first, from a Kundalini point of view, it is a blockage to the flow of the Kundalini. That's the first thing. That's pretty important. It's also the energy of death. And we take death into our system, it affects our chakras. It affects what we call the nadis. It affects the koshas, which are, they're 5 layers of the mind. And so you're bringing the energy of death into every subtle level of your being as well as your physical being. That pulls you away from the meaning of liberation, which is about life. It's not really an accident. Again, I'm affected by the yogic tradition, that all the enlightened beings coming out of these were vegan, were vegetarian, because some had a little dairy. That's important to understand. Now, there's another subtle level, and this is also both in the Torah tradition, but also the yogic tradition, is that when you eat an animal, you take on its physical egoic quality. So it brings you more into the ego. When you're eating vegetables, you're taking more of the etheric qualities and you're not weighted down. So one is enhancing your soul energy. The other one is taking you down from the highest soul energy into more physical. So this is traditional, I'm going to say yogic teaching, and more esoteric Torah teachings. You don't want to take the soul of the animal into you. Now, in the Torah teachings, which are more esoteric, it's worse. What do you mean worse? Well, sometimes when people have acted very poorly in the Torah tradition, not only do we have reincarnation, but you can devolve. What does that mean? It means you can actually be reborn as an animal. So you have a negative soul being reborn as an animal. We have prayers actually to upgrade the soul and release it from its animal incarnation. But if you don't know what you're doing and you just eat it, that dark human soul can come into you and weight you down and block your evolution. You could take on a negative human soul from a devolved human soul when eating the animal. So that makes it even worse. Yogic tradition, hey, you're taking the animal soul, it builds your animal ego, and it brings down your consciousness. Besides taking the energy of death, besides blocking the flow of the spiritual energy, the kundalini in the nadis. So there's levels of this. We don't talk about that much, but are actually real teachings. And I think it's important to answer your question fully in that way. It's like, wow, there's a lot going on. You eat meat, you're eating death, and you may be taking in some devolved, reincarnated souls that have gone back into the animals. I know a lot of people aren't aware that the Torah talks about reincarnation. It's very explicit, but this is even more sophisticated, that people devolve and you're going to take their soul into it, it's going to hurt you. So all these things are going on. So that's why we say it's way, way better to truly be plant-based. You don't have these issues. That's pretty wild. But these are more esoteric, very real Kabbalistic and Torah teachings.
The spiritual perils of meat eating cannot be emphasized enough. In an August 2011 video conference in the United States, Supreme Master Ching Hai revealed further information on the spiritual consequences of animal consumption.
You see, eating animal flesh, meaning we are decreasing our love in our being from our structure, holy structure. We are born from God. We were holy. We were true human. We were true children of God. But if we eat the animals, then the mixing of blood type and genetic code between human and animals make us lose our status as the crown of creation, as true humans. As pure humans, the children of God, we are under direct connection with the light, with the mighty master power of the commanding center of the universe. We have absolute command over all under heaven because we were pure and were children of God. But as we keep putting different elements into our beings, even physically, it will affect our spiritual structure as well. Because we became mixing structure, not pure. We became hybrid, vulnerable to attack from the dark force, because we are not pure anymore. Thus, this kind of mixing creature could be annihilated because this mixing creature send very confusing energy, confusing message into the center of the universe. It's not recognized as pure human. So we could be eliminated out of physical realm to be recycled, to be screened out for pureness again, and to be reused. But this process can be very painful and torturous over long periods, could be hundreds of thousands of Earth years.
Based on the knowledge presented today, we can conclude that flesh eating must absolutely be avoided if we are to be spiritually as well as physically safe and sound. For more information on the Tree of Life Center, please visit treeoflifecenterus.com. Wise viewers, we thank you for your kind presence on today's Words of Wisdom. Join us again tomorrow for the second part of the Natural Way to Spiritual Liberation interview with Rabbi Gabriel Cousens, MD.